Well, I thought our guys fought hard. When you look at it, I thought we played a really good, hard, inspiring game. When you look at it, I thought the difference in the game probably was the last 3 or 4 minutes of the first half. Kind of got away from us a little bit. You look at the two guys who I thought really hurt us today on the offensive glass was, Armando Baycoat, who played well, not so much offensive glass, but they scored inside. And then also Davon Sharp. Both of those guys played extremely hard, extremely well, and made a big difference in the game. I thought our guys were playing well. One of the things I told my guys in the locker room just now is, man, you're playing hard, you're competing. This will be whenever we get back in practice, will be the first time in probably 15 to 16 days that we've had our entire team in there. And so we have to go in there. We got to compare. We got to go in there. We got to get ready for our next game. And, everybody's got to get on the same page. Everybody's got to continue to work. We got to get back in shape and figure everything out. But give Carolina credit. Good win on their home floor. Questions?
Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, Coach, Braxton played well today, seemed to play well. How important is that for you guys moving forward?
Well, it's good because we need some of our better players to get reps together and be able to play together. And those guys, Braxton's had a couple good days in practice. It's one of those things that I had a good conversation with our sports medicine department. We were just playing him on game day. And that was tough because he's a guy who needs to play and practice to get a little bit of rhythm. And I think that's really affected the way he's played early on. And so because he was able to get more reps leading up to this game, I knew he would play better than he's played in the last few games. It's tough because it's a great balancing act with him, whether you just save him for just the games and what I've asked for is let me get him for, 15 to 20 reps in practice so he'll be prepared when the game starts. And so it was good to see him play well.
Go ahead, James.
Yeah, Kevin, just 6 of 18 from three tonight. Maybe missed some timely ones. Do you feel like, though, you passed up a few threes during the course of the game?
Yeah, James, I do. I thought, Cam Hayes had one in the corner where he was called for a travel. I thought it was a combination when Jericho had a couple threes that he could have taken, that he drove the ball. And a lot of that is rhythm and timing and all that other stuff. But yeah, we didn't particularly make a bunch of threes, but I thought we passed up on a bunch that we could have taken.
And just to follow up, do you have a number going into a game of what you'd like to ideally shoot in terms of attempts?
I don't.
Okay.
I kind of I want them to go with the flow of the game if they get shots. So I don't have a number saying, hey, I need them to take at least 20 or make at least 10. We just try to take it in the flow of the game.
Appreciate it.
Go ahead, Jared.
Kevin, we've heard multiple times now from coaches about how when you go through a pause like this, it is essentially a restart once you get back out there on your first game. At times, it did not look like that for you guys this afternoon. I was wondering if you could pinpoint any instances, though, where you felt the detriments of that layup and that pause on the floor.
I think more so our rhythm and timing and just guys being on the floor playing together. Not only were we on a pause, that's the tough thing about it. And certainly everybody's going through this. But we were all Manny Bates, and honestly, I played him a lot more minutes than I ever expected. Yesterday was his first time having contact, and since he sprung his ankle, I think it was at the end of the Miami game. But Paul's is hurt, and and here's a crazy thing: coaches, we love to have control, but we cannot control what happens with this virus. So it's unfortunate because we may have another one. We could have one in the next couple of days. Certainly it's no excuse, but every coach I think in the country is going to go through this. Your team is just not the same team when you don't have a chance to practice as much as you can be. And you have to live with that. You got to get better. You got to live with it and try to figure it out.
Thank you, Kevin.
Andrew.
Kevin, it was kind of a tale of two halves for DJ Thunderberg today. If you look at his stat line, what did you feel like the biggest difference was for him in the second half?
Well, we challenged him, Andrew. I didn't think he played well at all in the second half. When I got the stats, of course, when you're in the course of the game, you don't see everything. But I was pissed off a little bit at the stat sheet that I got in the first half because I just didn't think he affected the game. You know, he got in foul trouble. He played 9:30 in the first, and you know, didn't affect the game. And we talked to him. I got his teammates to talk to him, and I thought he came out and responded. We've got a good basketball team. I know everybody said, "Well, man, guy, like you're 2-4 in the league," but it's a lot of basketball to be played. I have to get my best guys back on the floor together and try to practice. I've got to try to figure out how to keep COVID away from our program if we can, which I know that's going to be a major challenge. But I like our pieces. I'm not disappointed in the way my guys, how hard they competed. We came up, unfortunately, we came up a little bit short.
Todd.
Yeah, Coach, that's a team your guys love to beat, obviously. It's a great rivalry. Are they mad right now? How are they feeling after this one?
Well, they're disappointed. You know, Todd, I mean, think about this, man. We were – and I know it sounds crazy. We were doing something that most NC State programs or players haven't done. We were going to get, you know, a sweep in the series. I mean, and we talked about it. You know, it's important. Not only were we playing in Carolina, but you had an opportunity. You know, I was on the show with Joe Giulio the other day, and I think I talked to also Craig Hamill. I didn't realize this. It was 2000. I think in 2002 is what I was told, that we had not, as NC State, won twice against Carolina, and rightfully so. It's a good program. But we had our opportunities. I thought our guys fought. I thought our guys understood. Yeah.
Justin.
Coach, it seems like it's the second game in a row where the offense played well enough to win, but I'm curious for your assessment on the defense today, and also just your thoughts on what has to improve moving forward in ACC play on the defensive end.
Well, I thought you're right about our offense. Our offense has been well the last, you know, few games. And I think our biggest problem is, you know, they came in and obviously they've worked in the last couple of days of pounding the ball inside as much as they can. And so when you look at it, you know, you look at those guys, they shot 4 for 11 from three, you know, 8 for 18 from the free throw line. I think the difference is they were shooting around the basket. And, you know, give Baycoat and give Dayron Sharp a lot of credit. They were very effective around the basket. And when you have guys shooting, 2-footers and 3-footers around the basket, the percentage is going to be good. But I thought we did a good job against a Carolina team that last time we played them, even though we won the game, we gave up 19 points in transition. Obviously, we know that's one of the things that they've done. We were able to take away the transition, but we couldn't keep them off the glass because we gave up 14 offensive rebounds, and that's something that we've got to work on.
Last one for Coach from Alec.
Hey, Coach. Shaquille Moore had a really good game last time out against Carolina today. I think played 4 minutes, not at all in the second half. Was there something that he was dealing with injury-wise that kept him off the court?
No, he hadn't practiced well. And, you know, I'm one of those guys that reward guys who have practicing well. He's going to be fine. He's a freshman. He's going to play great in our program. But, you know, honestly, those guys haven't practiced well. And we talked about, you know, being competitive in practice. And, you know, we had a stretch in practice last week where one team won in a 2-day period. One team won 16 games, and they were short games, and the other team won 5. And so obviously the way I gauge whether you're ready to play in the game is how hard you've competed in practice and are you prepared to play. And that's just nothing against him. He just, you know, before leading up to the Carolina game before, he had practiced. He had great practices. So I went with guys who I thought gave us the best chance to win.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.